Mayhem tournament coverage now continues with round 2. Please welcome back the host of Shane Harris tonight, Shane Harris. A pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Shane Harris. We started off this tournament with 24 hopefuls, and now we shrunk it down to 12. But we had to do something unique that no other tournament could do. Force 4 different questions with 3 answers to choose from. Triple threat, to be exact, in the wrestling world. So, here we are with the Mayhem Tournament second round. The voting obviously ends Monday night at 6 p.m. So I can get the rest of the bracket through and also write the fate of the unfortunate losers. That'll be second round exits. As you come over to my bed, these are the ones in blanks. These are the losers. The ones with their faces behind. And these are all in their correct regional areas in terms of how it is laid out on my bracket. Starting with the Northwestern question, we have a show that defeated Super Noobs in convincing fashion. Despite Super Noobs having 3.3 on the IMDb rankings, the worst out of all Shane Harris Tonight competitors, this show managed to have an 8.0 on IMDb overall. That's a tie with the Weekenders, which has been eliminated. More on that in a second. That show is Oban Star Racers. Their opponent, that show's opponent, managed to give Kick Batowski a run for his money. A show of a 6.7 on IMDb, but it did not hit all the right notes because it lost to GarageBand. And then, the series that beat Ejixis with a 7.5 rating on IMDb. You would think Ejixis would have moved on. But no. Packages from Planet X managed to send Ejixis packing and send him back to Italy. A very interesting Northwestern title fight. But then we go into the Southwestern bracket. You would think Atomic Betty, with a 5.4 rating on IMDb and 81 views, would actually be a viable winner here. Well, she lost to Fangbone. And very much so, it was a very great match nonetheless. That show's opponent managed to take down Dude That's My Ghost, which had a 5.8 on IMDb. The show in question, just like Dude That's My Ghost, it is French. The Monster Buster Club. And going against that, to round out the Southwestern trio, is a show that's third overall in the Shane Harris Tonight ratings, and it also has a 6.3 on IMDb. You would think the Little Einsteins, with its strong nostalgia value, would actually win. Apparently, that's not how the people voted, as Camp Lake Bottom will look to continue to surprise everybody. So we have a very good Southwestern battle right here. To the southeast. Let me get that focus back up. There we go. Sorry for the quality a little bit. Anyway, the southeastern side has a pretty interesting war. One show managed to defeat The Replacements, a show of a 5.9 on IMDb. That one was Jimmy Two Shoes. However, one of my loyal viewers from Canada is not just a fan of that show, but also happens to be a fan of another show. One that managed to put away the number 4 ranked Shane Harris Tonight rated series and the 6.4 on IMDb, the show that defeated Mission Force 1 via tiebreaker with a light count of 4-3, Johnny Test. These two, however, will have to deal with one show from France to complete this triple threat for the Southeastern Crown. A show that defeated Code Lyoko with a 7.3 on IMDb. That show with a very similar 7.1 is Street Football, aka Foot de Rue. And then the Northeastern Crown is up for grabs. First, a show that managed to take down Get Ed with a 6.6 on IMDb. And this contender happens to have a 7.9 on IMDb. Detentionaire. Then a show that managed to pull off the biggest upset in the tournament. Because this show has a ranking that's in the low 6s, high 5s, but the show it defeated was the number 2 ranked Shane Harris Tonight series in ratings, and a show with an IMDb ranking of 8.0, that's a draw with Oban Star Racers. The show that took down the Weekenders, and just like how Camp Lake Bomb defeated Little Einsteins, it was a clean 100% to nothing sweep. That show is Wayside. And finally, in what was an entertaining bout of the ages in the first round, the show that defeated OKKO and its 6.8 IMDb rating was also, just like Johnny Test, a winner via tiebreaker with a light count of 2-0. The show in question happens to be number 5 overall on the Shane Harris Tonight ratings, and it has a 7.2 on IMDb. Good for 7th. That show is DNA's. So there we are. We have 12 contenders. All of these are ready to go at it. Only 4 will move on. And it's now up to you, folks, to vote. I will see you back next Friday night, so we can see who the final 4 will be. Till then, I'm Shane Harris. Good night.